Good afternoon and welcome into our First Alert Fastcast here in the afternoon. Welcome into the Action 2 News newsroom. Everybody's excited because it's Friday, so you might hear a little bit more chatter in the background as we go into the weekend. But we are following a lot of stories here this afternoon, and I want to draw your attention to the first one that we're following. This one over in Kewaunee County. We have Emily Riley there right now for a sentencing hearing for a former Kewaunee County deputy, Eric Pishek. This is old video. Again, they're in court at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so this is previous video from as we've been following it for the past few months. So like I said, former deputy Eric Pishek was charged originally with stalking a former girlfriend and poisoning her horse. He did, however, accept a plea deal earlier this year, which reduced all of those charges to misdemeanors. The victim tells us in this case that they will be speaking at the sentencing. She asked the judge to reject the plea deal earlier. So we'll see what happens today at the sentencing. Again, this is old video that you're looking at, but that sentencing is today. Emily Riley is there for us right now. Another story that we are following here this afternoon is, I want to draw you to our website. The Green Bay Area School District recommends possible November 2024 referendum. A little bit about this, and I can scroll down here so you can see it on our website as well, but in a memo dated for the next regular board meeting on December 18th, the Green Bay Area Public School District is recommending a new date for a possible funding referendum in 2024. The Green Bay School Districts had been in discussions about a potential April 2024 referendum, which would address capital improvements in the district. The new memo said there are several factors to consider, including a recent facilities survey, which showed strong support for some of the projects identified and less support for others. So if you are a parent for a Green Bay Area Public School student, you've likely received this letter, but if you haven't, you want to take a look at it, we have it here on our website so you can read it in its full entirety of what the plan is there and the possible motive behind a possible referendum in 2024. Okay, so another story that we're kind of following here, and this is the one I'm working on today, and I kind of want to walk you through a little bit of the research that I've done here locally. It's been a while since we've talked about COVID-19. It's crazy that we haven't talked about, it feels odd that we haven't talked about COVID-19 in so long, when it used to be every day we'd bring you those numbers, the highs, the lows, the death counts, all of those things. But now when I talk to Dr. Ryan Westergaard with the Department of Health and Human Services here in the state, he says we finally reached that point where less people are dying of COVID. COVID-19 is now part of our respiratory illness season. It's just another one of those illnesses that we have to be aware of, as well as the influenza and RSV. So I was looking at a little bit of the data because we are hearing that there are more cases here in Wisconsin, along with hospitalizations, specifically for those aged 65 or older. So I took to the data. I'm going to show you here a little bit about what I was looking at, my research here. Let me pull that up for you. So this is the DHS website. So that's all I did was I just typed in COVID-19, DHS data. And here you can look at, you see here the data. Here you can look at the wastewater monitoring, you can look at hospitalizations, and you can look at vaccine data. So first I kind of looked at hospitalizations. So if you click on that, it takes a second for it to pop up here. But here I can see where hospitalizations are growing in the region. So on the west side of the state, if I hover over it, it'll show within the past 2 weeks. There in the northwest region, hospitalizations for COVID have grown by 15%. In the western region, the southwestern region, they've grown by 11%. Here in our area, northeast Wisconsin, they've remained relatively the same. But if I take a closer look here, you can kind of see that they've steadily increased over the past few weeks. So if I can do this properly, sometimes it glitches there. If I can get to December 9th, because I think that's the last, there it is. So right now in Wisconsin, the 7-day moving average for COVID patients hospitalized is 403 patients. If I look at the ICU, which is right underneath that, I believe it was last at 46 patients in the ICU, and this is across the entire state. So I did check in with some local health care facilities here in our area to see if they're kind of seeing the same things. Both of them reported that they are seeing a little uptick in hospitalizations for COVID-19. Nothing that is unmanageable, not an alarming trend by any means, but they are just seeing it. And, you know, it's kind of expected around this time of year with RSV, with the flu, all of these increases. Okay, so I kind of looked at that, and then if I go back, I can look at the wastewater monitoring, and we've done plenty of stories with them just talking about, you know, testing for COVID-19 isn't a top priority for many people anymore, and so this is a way for even the Brown County to just kind of monitor wastewater. And here you can see right now in Appleton, very high concentration of COVID-19 in the wastewater there. And there's even been 5 significant increases, Green Bay and Fond du Lac being some of those, I believe. And these are updated quite often too, but you can kind of look and see, and I can adjust the date here. So this is back of last year. If I move it forward, let's say to fall of this year, because that's when we kind of start seeing the uptick. You can see it thinking there, it's going to readjust. So you can see that steady incline that we've seen with COVID-19 wastewater management you see, and it kind of correlates to those hospitalizations that we're seeing as well. So we talked to the state as well a little bit today, and when I was talking to Dr. Westergaard, I'm just going to go back here on that page. When I was talking to Dr. Westergaard today, he said that they recently received basically a national health alert from the CDC, basically saying vaccine rates are unusually low for the flu vaccine around this time of year compared to years in the past. So across the whole level, vaccines are down for COVID, they're down for the flu, and they're down for those who are eligible for RSV. And so that got me thinking, okay, well, what does that relate to here locally with our state? So if I pull that up again, that website that I was just on, you can see the immunizations here for the vaccine. So, and it gives you by county. So if I went to Brown County, 9.9% of all residents here in the county have received the updated COVID-19 vaccine, just 12.8% across the entire state. The goal is much higher than that. When we're looking at COVID-19, I believe they wanted it to be around like 70%. Certainly not there. I think across the nation it is down as well. And then if I want to look at, so this is COVID-19. I wonder if I can look up the flu here really quick for you. Let's see, flu vaccine rate, Wisconsin, DHS. See if I can pull that up here. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's go to this one. Oh yeah, so here for the flu, they want it up to 70% here in the state. Right now, Wisconsin is sitting at 30%. I think across the nation, they're sitting at like 34, 35%. So we're even below the average. And then you can go to each county. Wisconsin, here in our county, a little bit higher than the national or the state average. If we go to Calumet, 24.1, Outagamie, 30.1. If we head north, 26.2 in Oconto. So I mean, it's trending that we are following that same kind of path. And so, you know, talking to the doctors today, as we kind of see these cases start to rise with the lack of vaccines, it makes sense that there might be people that get a more severe illness and then are hospitalized. So they just want to remind people, talk to your doctor, talk to a trusted source about vaccines. I can pull up this here as well. Give me a second. Talk to your, you know, and they talk about COVID-19 prevention efforts, which it sounds like a broken record, but right, wash your hands, don't go to work when sick, cover your cough, all of those things. So just a kind of awareness here about COVID-19, and it's not gone away. It's just kind of one of those regulatory things that we have now, and we just all need to be aware of. All right, so let's jump over let's get outside for a little bit. Let's check out Lambeau Field here. Looks a little cloudy out there. But it'll be bumping on Sunday when we have the Packers game there at noon kickoff. So let's bring in, Bo is with us today. So let's bring in Bo here to tell us a little bit about Sunday's game, the weather outside right now, what we can expect for the weekend, and then even moving forward. You know, we got Christmas right around the corner. So, hey, Bo.
We got what, less than 2 weeks now until Christmas. We got 10 days actually.
Yeah, 10 days.
10 days until Christmas. So we're almost in the single digits in terms of the countdown for Christmas. And the closer we get, the more it's becoming likely that we are not going to see a white Christmas. It's just, the factors are not in our favor. It looks like it's just going to be another dry one. And looking at satellite radar, though, we are seeing some showers in the far northern counties. So like Forest, Florence, and northern Marinette County, as well as Menominee County in Michigan, seeing some light showers as our next weather maker is slowly moving across Minnesota. And because of how warm temperatures are, the precipitation is continuing to, is going to still be mainly rain. There might be a chance of a wintry mix mixed in with the rain, especially further north, but it's a very low chance. More than likely, the precipitation is going to remain rain. Our severe weather outlook is very low. So the system looks to be another rainy system. Looking at your pinpoint predictor, we're actually going to see two systems kind of merge across the upper Midwest. And as that happens, that's where the rain is going to develop, especially by tomorrow. I would say tomorrow afternoon, that is the best chance of northeast Wisconsin to see scattered showers. By the time we hit Saturday night to Sunday, the rain will be dying off. So by the time Packers play on Sunday, it's going to be cloudy and temperatures are still going to be mild, but I think the rain will be done. So looking at tonight, we might see a couple of showers, especially for the northern counties tonight, but it's mainly going to stay to the north. Areas like the Fox Valley down to Sheboygan don't have the best chance of seeing the rain. By tomorrow, though, everybody has a chance of seeing scattered showers. It's going to be light, not expecting any downpours, and again, not expecting any wet snow. And then by the time Sunday comes along, the rain looks to be done. There might be a drizzle for the kickoff or tailgating, but that's a very low chance. So for your Packers versus Buccaneers, kickoff is at noon. It is going to be cloudy, and temperatures are going to be around 40 degrees for kickoff and upper 30s during tailgating time. So this is still warmer than average. But of course, I'm sure the Buccaneers are not used to this kind of weather, so it kind of works in our favor. You know, we have dealt with games that have been a lot colder than this, so I think people are going to be okay with these temperatures. But as I said, it is looking like it is not going to be a white Christmas for northeast Wisconsin. But you never know. Things could change. But as we get closer, we'll have a better idea. But you might have to start accepting the idea that it's not going to be a white Christmas.
Thank you for the reality check, Bo. We appreciate it.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I just gotta face the facts.
Right. Well, some people don't want any snow, so maybe there are some people celebrating, but for me, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of putting up with the cold weather if I'm not going to have snow for Christmas?
That's what I'm thinking. And then watch. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but then once New Year's comes and January, February comes around, then we get all the snow. It's like, where the heck was all this during Christmas?
I want it now, not in March and April.
I want it now, but, you know, jinx, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Right. All right. Thanks so much, Bo. We'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Sounds good.
All right, moving on to a few more of the other stories that we're following today. We have some reporters out in the field, so I'll bring some of those up here for you. So at 4 o'clock, The Good Side, which is a national story that we get with our Gray partners here, the importance of having diverse portrayals of Santa Claus. So that'll be, that we'll have at 4 o'clock. At 4:30, Jeff Alexander talks to Dave Schrader, reviewing the Packers game at Lambeau Field. That's happening at noon. We just gave you the weather for that game. But Dave Schrader, you know, the Packers are still in the hunt. They're still considered a wild card team right now, so we'll have a little bit more on that as well. At 5, Tammy Elliott does a follow-up to her gift card draining scam that's hitting people across the country. She has more data on that, and even law enforcement agencies are putting out a call warning people about it. I think I already shared with you that I was a victim of this scam. My sister sent me some Visa gift cards for my birthday. I went to use them. Turns out they were already used by somebody else 2 weeks before I even opened the package. So she has a little bit more on that. So it's just a warning, you know, going into the holiday season, if you're looking at gift cards, those types of things. And then at 6 o'clock, Senator Ron Johnson is in Wisconsin. I believe he's in Winnebago County, and he's looking into and addressing crime in Wisconsin. He met with the Winnebago County Sheriff today at 1:30. Holly Brantley was there for that. They held a presser to discuss the impact of crime in Wisconsin due to Biden's open border policies. So they'll have more on that. We did reach out to Senator Tammy Baldwin's office as well. She didn't specifically respond to this, but her office did point out the nearly $90 million Senator Baldwin brought home to Wisconsin to strengthen crime prevention, reduce recidivism, and support victims. So much more on all of that tonight at 6 as well. So that does it for our afternoon fastcast here in the Action 2 News newsroom. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you are going to the Packers game, please cheer loud so that we win and continue that wild card search and the playoff search. But for now, we'll sign off here and we'll see you on Action 2 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Have a good one.